Think about going to offices, owning shops, but now with the help of phones, laptops, internets, and our creativity, we're able to earn as much as others were able to earn before. Time has changed, and all these influencers, these social media content creators, they are responsible for this change. And as the economy has changed, we, the department, the tax department, we also had to change our system. And that is why we had to introduce the GST. So we are in a new era, a new system where all the digital transactions, can we show up the slide, please? To page number 2, please. What next? So we're in an era of digital payment where all our PAN cards, bank accounts, others, everything is linked. So now it's not easy to hide, easy to escape from the government department, I should say. And the government departments are also all interconnected. They are connected with each other and also interconnected with the banks. So you have no choice but to be compliant. These days, being compliant is no longer optional. It's a sign of professionalism and credibility. So like I said, all these bank accounts, PAN cards, everything is connected. So it leaves you no choice but to be compliant. But being compliant is all not very bad. There are some benefits for you also. Can we go to the next slide, please? So the benefits of being compliant. If you're compliant, you will easily get loans with which you can expand your business. You gain the trust of others, of brands. You'll get more deals. You also get to work with governments, and having a personal credit score and reputation is what you get if you are compliant. Let's all dive into GST now. Let's learn about GST again. GST stands for Goods and Services Tax. Before GST was introduced on July 2017, there were other tax systems, namely VAT, service duty, excise duty, etc. The earlier tax system, what happened was, for a particular commodity or services, multiple taxes were levied. In order to avoid this multiple taxation, they had to introduce GST. So the key principle of GST, can we go to the next slide, please? So the key principle here is, once you are registered under GST, you will act as the collector. You will collect the tax and give it to the government. Another key principle is, GST is a destination-based tax, or we can say consumption-based tax. Wherever the products or the service is being consumed, that is where the GST will go. For example, let's suppose a brand from Maharashtra takes the services of an influencer from Kohima. So the influencer from Kohima is giving his services to the brand in Maharashtra. So where is it consumed? It is consumed in Maharashtra. So all the tax benefits will go to the state of Maharashtra and not Nagaland. Next slide, please. How GST has benefited Nagaland? See, like I said, GST is destination consumption based, and our state, Nagaland, it is considered as a consumption state. Our state doesn't produce, manufacture, or sell as much as the other states, but we consume more we buy more from other states. So what happens is, when we buy more, we give more tax, and when we give more tax, the state earns more. So whenever we pay a tax, 50% of the tax goes to central, and 50% goes to the state. So here in Nagaland, almost 60% of 60 to 70% of our own tax revenue comes from GST. So that is a lot. And ever since the rollout of GST in 2017, our own revenue has quadrupled. So every registered person or influencer directly contributes to this growth. So let's discuss who pays GST. Next slide, please. So there is a common misconception. People used to think that when we register GST, we end up paying GST, but that is not so. GST will only be paid by the end consumer. And who will get this tax portion? Only the government will get. So the end consumer will give, you will collect it, you as a registered taxpayer will collect it, and you will eventually give it to the government. Let's take one example. Suppose a brand pays you 10,000 for a promotion. On this 10,000, you have to charge GST 18%, which comes to 1,800. So you will collect this 1,800 from the brand, and this 1,800, you will not keep it. This is not for you. This is for the government. You are simply collecting it from the brand or from your client, and you are paying it to the government. Next slide, please. Okay, so why GST is important for influencers? The services provided by influencers comes under promotion and advertising services. So under these services, your services is liable to be taxable. But there are some conditions. The most important condition is your annual turnover. If your annual turnover crosses 10 lakhs, then you are required by law to be registered under GST. So being an influencer, what services are covered under GST? We will have a look. Social media brand promotion is taxable under GST. Sponsored post, affiliate marketing, YouTube monetization also, collaborations, events, digital content creations for clients. All these things are taxable. And here we have a note, even if it's a barter transactions, that is also taxable. For example, a brand collaborates with you, you are promoting the brand, and instead of giving you cash, they are giving you products. Let's suppose the product is worth 50,000. So on that 50,000 worth of product, you have to charge GST. Usually, for influencers, the service charge will be 18%. So on this 50% worth of product, you have to charge 18% GST, which comes to 9,000. So you have to charge 9,000 as well. Let's talk about YouTube creators and GST as well. What are the services, YouTube services, which are taxable under GST? Number one is Google AdSense, if conditions are not met. Brand promotions, shoutouts, paid collaborations, digital courses, merchandise sales, all these things, all these services, they are taxable under GST. And what is not taxable? If you receive a donation, if someone pays you without expecting anything, that is a donation, it's not chargeable. If your annual turnover does not reach the threshold limit, which is 10 lakhs, it's not chargeable. And Google AdSense, if all the conditions are met, then it's not chargeable. The conditions are the recipient, which is YouTube. YouTube is taking your services, so he's the recipient. He should be outside of India. You should be in India. And the payment received, it should be in foreign exchange. And you and the recipient, the YouTube, is not of the same entity. So if all these conditions are met, you do not have to pay any GST on it. So now we have learned about GST. Let's see when and how we have to register GST. So once your annual turnover crosses 10 lakhs, you have to register GST. If you are supplying services interstate, from this state to other state, then you are required GST. Or if you want good deals, if some brand wants to collaborate with you, but you need to have GST number, that time you can get GST. So GST is voluntary also. Even if you don't reach the threshold limit of 10 lakhs, you can still apply for it. And what are the documents needed? Simple documents: Aadhaar card, PAN cards, document proof for your business activity, for your principal place of business. In my experience, I've come across many applicants who came for registration, and some of them got rejected, mainly because of these documents, mainly because of their business activity document or their principal place of business proof document. So we have to be cautious when it comes to these documents. For business activity, especially for influencers and such, you need to have trade license. If you're a contractor, contractor ID, or any other documents which proves your legitimacy of business. And for principal place of business, you will require electricity bill. If the electricity bill is under your name, that is enough. If it's under one of your family's name, you need to get an authorization letter with the electricity bill, or rent agreement with the electricity bill of the owner. If all these documents are proper, then you are bound to get your registration. So where to get this registration? You can go to the website www.gst.gov.in. So it seems like a burden doing all this GST thing, but that is not so. There are some benefits as well. If you get GST registration, you appear professional. Brands will trust you. You may get more projects from bigger clients, even government contracts as well. So now you've got your GST registration. You are earning more than 10 lakhs. So what changes now? In your business, what will change now? So first of all, what you have to do is you have to charge GST to your clients. And you have to issue invoices also. In the invoices, everything should be clearly mentioned. Product description, the seller details, buyer details, invoices, GST numbers, everything should be mentioned. After that, you have to file your returns properly and regularly. It may be monthly or quarterly. And you have to maintain proper records. And most importantly, you have to display your GST, whether it's in the principal place of business or it's in your website or business pages. You have to display your GST number. Next slide, please. This is the basic rate of GST as of now. As of 22nd September, there's a slight change, major change in GST. And as of now, these are the tax slabs. For essential goods services, we have 5%. This includes fruits, vegetables, electronics, not electronics, fruit, vegetables, healthcare, education, and essential medicines. When you come to 18%, it includes food delivery services, electronics, hotel rooms, etc. And for 40%, we have the luxury goods. Luxury goods in the sense big cars, scene goods in the sense tobacco, cigarettes, these things. Here we have to keep in mind that the services provided by influencers, they are coming under 18%. We'll go to the next slide. Next, once more. Yeah. So this input tax credit, this is the most important component of GST and the most confusing one also. So here I will need your utmost attention for a few minutes. I'll take the help of 2-3 scenarios to explain how this input tax credit works. In the first scenario, you will be a businessman. You're dealing in cameras. So You are buying a camera from a supplier. Say you're buying a camera worth 1 lakh rupees. So when you're buying, you'll pay 1 lakh plus 18% GST, which comes to 18,000. You're paying 1 lakh plus 18,000 to the supplier. So we'll just think that this is the camera. You're buying it, and when you're buying it, you're paying tax on this camera. So you've already paid tax once, right? So what we'll do next is we'll not consider ITC and see how it works when there's no ITC. So for this camera you bought and you paid the tax once. Now what you'll do, you will sell this camera. Since you're a businessman, you're selling it to your customer. So the same camera, you're selling it to your customer. Let's just say you're selling it for 1 lakh rupees as well. So the customer, what he'll do, he'll pay you 1 lakh rupees plus 18% GST. So again, he's paying tax on the same camera. How many times he has paid tax in the same camera? He has paid 2 times. So in order to avoid this multiple taxation, the concept of ITC was introduced. Let's come to scenario number 2. Everything remains same, except now this ITC comes into play. So now you're buying the same camera 1 lakh, you're paying the supplier 1 lakh plus 18,000, 18,000 being the tax. So you have paid 1 time on this camera, you have paid 1 time. But now what changes is when the supplier, when he files his GST returns, the very tax that you have paid, 18,000, it will come back to you. It will come back to your GST credit ledger in your GST account. So the tax that you have paid, it has come back. So we will not include this as tax paid by you. So what you'll do now is you will take the camera, you will sell it to your customers. Say you are selling it at 1 lakh rupees and he's paying 1 lakh rupees plus 18,000 GST. So this is the only time the customer is paying the tax, and this is the only time tax is being paid on this camera. So in this way, double taxation is avoided. So when the customer pays you 18,000 plus 1 lakh, you will take it, and the ITC that you have received from the supplier, 18,000, you will use that one to pay the taxes. So in that way, you're paying tax on that particular camera only 1 time. So being influencers, how does ITC help you? Let's suppose you start a business, you start a YouTube channel, you're buying cameras, lighting equipments, everything. So while buying, if you are registered, you can get ITC. Whatever tax is being levied on that, you can get it back, and you can use it to further your businesses. We'll go to the next slide, please. ITC being important, there are some certain conditions as well. The conditions are you need to have a valid tax invoices from registered supplier. Goods and services are used for your businesses only and not for personal gain. The supplier has to charge GST. You file GST. You have to file GST. And here's a tip: when you're starting businesses, always try to buy with a registered GST supplier so that you can get the benefit of this ITC. Let's discuss about how to file returns and how to pay as well. We'll go to the next slide, please. Return filing simply means the report of your income, expenses, and tax collected. This return can be filed in the website www.gst.gov.in, and there are some certain types of forms. The 3 most important forms are GSTR 1, GSTR 2B, and GSTR 3B. GSTR 1 is where you will declare your output liability, and GSTR 3B is where you will pay your liability, and GSTR 2B is where you will get your ITC. So they have their respective due dates. GSTR 1 due date is 11th of the next month. That means for this month you will be filing it in November 11. For GSTR 3B is 28th of the next month, and for GSTR 2B it's auto-populated, which gets populated on 14th of the next month. You also have to pay late fee if you are late in paying your returns. For nil filing, it's 20 rupees per day to the maximum of 500. For returns which have liabilities, it's 50 rupees per day to the maximum of 5,000. Let's see the common mistakes to avoid when we have a GST registration. So you took registration and you did not file. If you did not file consecutively for 6 months, your registration will get automatically cancelled. You collected GST from customers, but you did not pay. It's punishable by offense. And you're claiming ITC on personal activities. That is wrong. You forgot to issue invoices or entered GST, wrong GST. That will land you in trouble. And any non-compliances may lead to fine, penalty, or even freezing of your bank accounts. Here's a tip for you all. I'm sure everyone will manage it, but if at all you find it difficulties, there are several help desk, GST help desk. Our CBIC department have our own help desk, so you can go there and take assistance as well. I'll give you some practical tips for you influencers. So once your business reaches 10 lakhs, you have to get GST. Once you get GST, you have to charge GST, you have to file. You have to keep your business and personal expenses separately. You have to keep your soft copies of your bills, invoices, everything. You also have to reconcile your purchases with suppliers. And if you're unsure, you can take the help of professionals as well. You can also take the help of simple accounting tools like ClearTax, Tally, etc. So now you're registered, you're paying tax, you're being compliant. Let's see the bigger picture. What changes? See, in India, over 60% of the revenue comes from taxes. And in this 60%, the maximum contributor is GST. So every bill you're paying, every invoices you're supplying, you're indirectly contributing to the country and the state's economy. Can we go to the next slide? Next slide, please. So if at all you need any help, we have our department's help desk. We call it as CBIC, GST Seva Kendra. It's located in Dimapur, the 5th and 6th floor of Agarwal Towers, near City Tower. You can go there, you can take assistance. You can even go and meet the officers. They will happily assist you. Or if you're in Kohima, you can come to our office also, which is located in Larry, near Larry Baptist Church. You can always come there for any assistance. We'll be ever ready to help. Here's a closing message from my side. Influence is power, but with financial power comes great responsibility. As creators and entrepreneurs, your compliance builds credibility, and every compliant business strengthens Nagaland and India's economy. Thank you.